Hi, welcome to my channel. So, if you're familiar with this channel, we usually have yung mga exercises and because this is also part of raising your value as a person, as a human being, because it is not only yung sa mind, mentally, but also physically as well. And this is the purpose of this channel. Now, speaking of raising the value, we will have a book review for this video. It's about S- Sydney and Bremer, or should I say the partner, Sydney and Bremer, also an author back in the early 20th century. So this is the contemporary of Sydney Bremer. His name is Dr. Robert L. Kramer. He's the author of the formula for greatness. It's a system that he has brought. He's a psychologist. So before we go into detail of his resume, let me just give you a background of the this book that we're about to review. So he is a this book is called Formula for Greatness. Now it's very straightforward and simplistic, because but if we understand yung pinaka theme nitong book na to, it's about as it says as it is, no? Okay, so without further ado, let's proceed to introducing more of the subject. Let me just share you the screen. So incidentally, this this book, I used to hold this in a seminar. I used to conduct this in a seminar, and this was in 2015, when I was still starting as a speaker back then. No? So now I wanted to share dito sa on a wider audience dito sa YouTube, no. It's about yung sa itong ano na to, itong book na to. It's about formula for greatness. Now, actually, this is what the book looks like. I don't know if you can see it. This is how it looks like. Okay. It's Formula for Greatness by Dr. Robert L. Kramer. Now, just to give you a background of this of his book, Formula for Greatness. This is also part of the Successful Achievement Program by Sidney and Bremer. So, if I read some of the excerpts from this book, it says there in the first chapter, you are better than you think. So, what is only said here is that we have a lot of thoughts that's running out in our head. We have a lot of ideas that we have conjured. Pero ano ba talaga itong ideas na to? Unless we put it into practice, unless we draw from within. Okay, that's why it says you are better than you think. Okay, so Dr. Kramer has is a world famous psychologist. Spent 40 years of research studying the lives of 350 people who had attained wealth and power in an effort to find the medium which they used in transforming knowledge into power. Because we have a lot of this ideas. In fact, we never run out of ideas. If there is one thing that we have as a human race, as a person, we have a lot of ideas. We have a lot of quotes. We know what to do. But the thing is, it will only remain useless, powerless, unless we brought it out into our daily lives. We practice it. So Dr. Kramer, being a world famous psychologist, found out a system in order to draw out that greatness from within. So after years of interview and field testing, the many ways that these achievers had revealed to him, Dr. Kramer discovered that these men were using general step by step pattern of procedures which enabled them to exploit their full potential. These procedures automatically transform their knowledge into power. So it's like you know churning yourself and you know drawing out that greatness from within and let it be the one to lead you instead of your thoughts running over you. There is a saying that if you don't control your mind will control you. If you don't control your thoughts will control you. So this is the exact antithesis of that, of the ideas laden human being. So pressing down on his research, he had developed a system used by these great men and women to release the 90% power potential of every person. It's called synchromatics. So I know a lot of authors right now, or a lot of self-help books have surfaced in the stores, in mainstream markets, what have you. But those things are, I would say that they pale in comparison with his idea. He's an author that lived in the early 18th century or 20th century. So his first book came around during the early 19, 1900s. So Dr. Kramer has been described as a writer of international fame, a student of nature, a lover of mankind, a genius of original thought, an educator of the highest order, an inspirer of grander and nobler thoughts, a man among men. So Dr. Kramer is an action author, a how to do it philosopher. So just like what this famous philosopher Socrates said that we know nothing. The more we know nothing. Unless we put it into action, those those ideas are nothing. So that's why he's called the action author. So moving forward, he even compared our potential or the greatness within us in a to a lily. So a lily doesn't need to be beautified. It's like once we have placed a lot of ideas, a lot of burdens, a lot of things that we have adapted from a lot of these authors of self-help authors or gurus, or even these quotes that we have accumulated, that it almost like messes with us, no? Or we want to beautify what is already beautiful. It's like gilding the lily. Yung lily parang maganda na siya, pero but if we beautify it more, it's like gilding the lily, so to speak. So his idea is like taking out that mask, taking out that accumulated garbage, you might say, Kasi kahit gaano kaganda yung ano mo, no matter how beautiful those ideas are, if it's just if it just clutters your mind, it becomes what? Clutter. What is clutter? Kalat or garbage. So instead of daily increasing, what he's suggesting is daily decreasing. Okay, until you you express your true potential. This and he called this human engineering. It is as scientific yet as easy for you to accomplish as it is for the worm to go through his transformation to emerge a beautiful butterfly. So this is his idea. Part of that synchromatics is called human engineering. So it's just like muscles. Muscles, it's within us already. And we didn't bought that muscles with us. We didn't we didn't get it from someone else. It is within us. We work out, so it just came out. So it is just like that that human engineering or that butterfly, that caterpillar that becomes a butterfly. So it also says in the book that one of the excerpts from the book, it says that action releases truth. So so it can inspire and regenerate. Action releases ideas so they can bless and benefit. So he says also in the book that all truth does not come in one package. So meaning that's why there are a lot of conflicts around us because a lot of people have their own ideas. You see it in social media. However, they see an issue, there will always be another one that is in contrast to what he perceived. And that the other one's perception thinks that the other guy is wrong, while the other guy who's looking at a different perspective thinks that he is wrong. So, but the thing is, all truth does not come in one package. That if there is some final and ultimate truth, it is so far beyond our grasp that we need not concern ourselves about it. And that the test of truth is simply that it works. So, in other words, the book tells us that these ideas, they're good. As long as it is true to your experience, then use it. Because we won't have different kinds of religions like Catholic, like Muslims, Catholic, even in the Christian world, there are a lot of denominations. Because why do they continue what they're doing? Because it seemed to work for them. So you cannot say that our religion is better than your religion because you might that religion is you're only inviting discussion or arguments that won't go anywhere. So wars are made because of those beliefs. No, but if you you know just dig deep within, you would know the truth. Okay, so you may not, having this knowledge, you have you see other people as you know divine as you are. So this is what the book is telling us. All truth does not come in one package. So you may have your own truth as long as it's true to your experience, and as long as you're acting upon that truth, then nobody can judge you. Not man. I know for some people that may be hard to grasp, but we we all have our calling, each and every one of us. So we cannot just say that Otherwise, we would just be guilty of prejudice with so one of the causes of failure in the in relationship is intolerance. Okay, so it also says there, you can see here, Bruce Lee, action. If you want to feel courageous, what would you do? You act courageous. You cannot say I'm courageous, acting like a timid friend, because you would not express that truth from your experience. And if you act, you don't see like a boxer, a prize fighter going inside the ring, looking like this, looking like downtrodden. If he wants to win from the get-go, you would see his bearing, you would see the look in his eyes. So if you want to feel courageous, if you want to feel like a winner, your actions, your actions will lead those beliefs into manifest. So a lot of us are also, you know, especially around 5 p.m. If we are already drained in our work, no, it automatically we think that, oh, it's 5 p.m. So that's why I feel like this. I feel like sluggish. But the thing is, that is a conditioned response. We have already placed that in our subconscious. So that's why it's already automatic. But lo and behold, if it's around 5 o'clock, even if it's well, let's say someone that you like or some place that you would go, all of a sudden those feeling of being lethargic suddenly went away. So you would be surprised, where did they went? It's because your feeling sympathizes with your action, and vice versa. So synchromatics, according to Dr. Robert L. Kramer, action seems to follow feeling, but really, action and feeling go together. And by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling, which is not. Did you experience that sometimes when we feel angry, or when we feel um, you know um, upset with someone, or we're fuming mad, the more they say that to us that cool ka lang or "Huwag ka magalit," the more we will, burn within, because that is not the right approach. Why? Because you are actually you are rationalizing it, and the more you rationalize it, it's like putting like this yung bang gas dun sa nagbabaga na. It's like putting gas in a bonfire. It will only it will only spread the fire, huh? So that is a wrong strategy. When we see, let's say, someone who's fuming mad, is really out of his head, and then we say, relax, ano ka lang dyan, no? Okay, easy ka lang dyan. The thing is, we that person may even be feeling more intensely mad, no? But if we if we regulate our action, because another thing is that we don't we have no direct control of our feelings. Most of us wouldn't care to admit that we're a lot irrational. We're more irrational than we would care to admit. So a lot of people are irrational, including myself, no? Okay, so when an emotional issue comes in, it is just difficult to counteract that with thoughts or with another emotion, because we don't have direct control of our emotions, no? Eh, tayo yung nadadala ng emotions natin, eh. That's why we do things that we do, because of the feelings that we have, no? Some would think that that, hey, I'm rational, no? I know what I do. But like I said, um, well, we won't admit it more than we would care. We're irrational more than we would care to admit. Okay. That is the I would say the one of the uh, themes of this book is to turn it around, a different strategy, how to go deep within, and how to regulate the feelings by regulating your action. And by regulating your action, meaning, of consciously, if you're angry, so, or if you feel depressed, your body slumps down. But if you stand up straight, so, and open your chest like this, there's a chemical response that action will that chemical response, through that action. Sometimes they even say that when a man extends his chest like this, and really puts out his chest like this, his testosterone increases, and those chemical reactions in a person, through that action, by way of that, just changing the posture, changes also the feelings. So let me repeat that again. When you change your actions, you also change your feelings. And that is an indirect way of changing your feelings. Instead of saying, huwag ka magalit, or don't get mad at him, or don't get me, because nobody likes to be told. Simple as that. Simple as that. Because we want to think that we're more smarter than the next person that is telling us that. Okay, so this is the wonders of this book. So what are these actions? The actions are expressed by your facial muscles, your expression. So it's important for us to smile. Okay, our cheekbones should, come up. Your speech tones and your voice, the speed of your voice, so you would know how the person is, what the person is feeling through his voice, or if he's depressed or he's worried, no, he doesn't feel confident. You would feel it in a chemical reaction. Sometimes if you get close to that person who is not feeling that confident, you would the tension on the breath is so noticeable, no? And it's not a good one. Your stance, your body movements, your posture, so these are all actions that express a your greatness. What you do with your hands and feet. You see those great speakers, when they speak with confidence, you would see how their gestures are. It's like it's very calculated. Hundreds of years ago, Socrates said, "The shortest and surest way to live with honor in the world is to be in reality with what we would appear to be. And if one observe, we shall find that all human virtues increase and strengthen themselves by the practice and experience of them. So the only truth wisdom is in knowing that you know nothing." See how profound what that a wise man like Socrates has said. No, the only true wisdom in knowing is you know nothing. You know, they say little knowledge is dangerous. No, and the more that the more that we think that that we're knowledgeable, then in the truth is we're not aware of our foolishness. No? Okay, the more that we are a fool. So it is not a process of putting in from without. It's not like I'm accumulating it from the outside. So it is from within to without. So the intellect discovers, it does not create. So you know that we our intellect's function is just to interpret things. It interprets things. Okay, we're very logical. And sometimes we place too much premium on the intellect, saying that even things that are it needs personal relation. We still put so much burden on the intellect. But the truth is, the opposite is true. Should you mistaken should you mistakenly think that you can do it without tuning in to you in you'll discover nothing but static, trouble, incompetence, frustration. Put the mind in self repose. It can do nothing of itself. In repose, it is in tune with the infinite soul within you, the soul of you. There is magic in your soul, in every person. So I just want you to, I just let's just do this exercise just for 10 seconds now. Okay, just observe our breathing. Let's not think about yung mga other things. No, if there's a thought that comes inside of your head, no, which a lot of us may habitually experience, no, just do not put your attention. Just put your attention just for 10 seconds, 10 short seconds in your breathing. Okay, so let's do this. Refreshing. Okay. Because the soul within us, the greatness within us, is the one speaking through us. We tend to forget it. We tend to shut it out with so many thoughts. We put so much attention to our thoughts that it has already sunken deep, 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 and we have to get it out. So this is what the formula for greatness is. So the listening formula. So first, set up the object that you want. For example, no? This is also good in, let's say, manifesting what you want. Let's say whether in riches or whatever you want. No. Next, the objective. Determine the reason why you want it. This is your objective. So the objective may be the feeling of security, satisfaction, love, health, happiness, or success, or perhaps all of them. So the object you think you want may change with time's passing, but your objective remains constant. So the book tells us about there's a difference between the objective and the object. What you want for a certain time is the object that you want, but the objective has always been within you. So it is like saying that feeling is already within you. It comes in to outside. So love, health, happiness, it's already within us. Now the object is something you still have to work for it. Like for example, when you were so the objective may be so So one must know where he's going before he starts on a journey. So check below what you want to attain. For example, if you want money, companionship, a home, career, marriage, travel, business success, political office, education, and so on and so forth. So for example, it's like having this mega millions now. So what the book suggests is that before you want to achieve something, no, you have to be already feeling it, because that feeling manifests its equivalent energy. Now, because it's like this, now, when you were 6 years old, what you want was a toy car, or let's say a doll if you're a girl, no? Or when you become, let's say, 12 years old or 13, what you want, you have crushes or the boys, no? Or if you're a guy, maybe you want, you're beginning to feel something for the opposite sex. Okay, so as you grow older, that object or that want changes, but that feeling doesn't change. And then you became 20 years old. So what you want is finish the college degree. Okay, so 25 you want a job, 30 you want security or stable income, 40 years old you want or maybe 35 you want a house, get settled down. No, if you're a guy, maybe you can marry. And if you're a woman, maybe by 25, you want to marry a rich guy or someone who is already stable. No, by the time that you are 30, you have kids already. No, and then, of course, as you go on, 40, 50, 60, you will notice, even at your present age, you will notice that what you have wanted when you were younger was different from what you want as you age, as you age for a certain, let's say, for a certain time. Okay, what you want, you may want boys or girls if you're a guy. Case may be when you're younger, but you know, some guys also wants girls when they. Well, what I mean to say is that you those things changes over time. No? Okay, you may want a matchbox, or you may want a toy car when if you're a guy, and or a doll when you're a girl. If you're a girl when you were 6 years old, but when you're 25 or older, you don't want those things anymore. But one thing is for certain is that you want that at a certain age because that it gives you happiness. And when those when those objects changes over time, when you become 30, 40, and it changes, no? For some, when they become 50 or 60, all they just want is good health, no? Okay, because dun pa lang masaya na sila doon, no? Okay, so the thing is, the objective doesn't change over time. When you're 6, you want to be happy, you want to feel good. When you're 60, you still want to be happy, and want to feel good. Even beyond that, you do things what you do because you want to feel happy. You know, it's not measured on these material things. Those material things are just a what you call, those are just yung bang icing on the cake, no? And it makes sense that when you get the millions, or when you get the what you want, no, that's the only time you will be happy. Now, why not be feel happy today? Because you will only attract the same energy if you are feeling it today. So this is not rocket science. This is not rocket science. So it's about, you have no control over other people or other, you know, the behavior of other people, but you have control of yourself. So this is what the book is telling us. You have to first change your feelings by changing your action, and then from there you can create whatever you want, because it is not the intellect or the logical mind that creates. It is actually the genius within us that creates. So this is what the book is talking about. Pretty awesome. Okay, just like this, huh? Okay, so a woman's return read at 10 to be a big game hunter, at 12 to be a nurse, 15 to be popular with the boys, at 20 be well-known career woman, at 25 to find a husband, 35 to have a larger house, at 40 to worry less. For a guy, for a man of 51, it's like me, 51, but it doesn't look like that. Okay, so anyway, for a man of 51, handed this his own return. So at 10 to own a horse, at 15 to be a famous scientist, at 25 to have a private secretary and private office, at 35 have a steady income, at 45 have more fun out of life, and at 51 stop working so hard. So why do they want, why does it keep on changing era after era, or let's say for a certain age after a certain age? It's because it's because does it because that the feeling change, or the objective has changed? No, what changes is the object of their desire, but not the objective, which is their objective is they want to be happy, whether you're 10 years old or 51 and beyond. The only thing you want to acquire, the only reason you want to acquire that particular material things, no, or achieve something, is because you want to be happy. So sabi mo magiging masaya ka lang pag nakuha mo na yun. So bakit hindi ka maging masaya ngayon pa lang? Because it is like you have acquired already the feeling, then the action or the manifestation accompanying that feeling will just simply come to you. So we will now assume the true identity physically with your stance and posture and your body motion and rhythm. So your voice and tone, your facial expression. What thou beest, meaning be, your being, that thou seest. Yun yung makikita mo, yun yung magmamanifest. That is what he is telling us in his book. No? It's scientific, it's psychological. It's this is science. Okay. So he it reads on. He goes on by saying that a biologist declared that man sees but only 1/12,000 of what there is to see. Appreciation of values builds the facets of your judgment. So you see more of what there is to see and fear less of what there isn't. So imagine a horse. You have a racehorse that won $100,000. Does it appreciate that money? Of course not. He may even run away from it. He won't say that. The horse won't say that. Oh, that's mine, no? Because it does not have any awareness of that. It does not have an appreciation of that. So it is awareness is that makes the difference. No? So it doesn't come within his field of appreciation, of course. No, every feeling can be brought to the fore of action as long as you are aware of it. So sometimes we cannot see the beauty around us, no? Because we're so immersed within ourselves. No? We are so self-absorbed. A lot of us are self-absorbed. We don't see, and this is where conflict in our relationship with other people are, no? Because they're also self-absorbed. They only see the things that is bothering them, just like what we see also. So we need to look further. We need to have this appreciation. So possession is a feeling that can only be developed by the active exercise of appreciation. So the simple reason is you can only possess what you appreciate. Awareness isn't so much of a sight as of seeing. Sight is a faculty, seeing is an art. We must see further. They say that as you grow older, your sight becomes it becomes poorer and poorer, but your seeing becomes more. You can see through, you know, you can see through people that a but that your sight cannot may not be able to see. No? Okay, there is that they're saying na yun, no, yung ano na yun, no? Okay, as you grow older, your sight may become poorer, but your seeing, the way you perceive those things, it becomes deeper and brighter and better. Relationship between awareness. So so it also says that the deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated, said William James. The appetite for recognition is as strong a driving force as sex. That is from Freud. So the basic rule in showing appreciation is do it now, while the sense of gratitude is fresh and strong. Because the person who receives that message would feel your energy. You know, our this is not rocket science. No, we manifest what we emit. If you feel a flash of thankfulness, act on it before the impulse dies away. So when you take things for granted, you dull your sense of awareness, and soon you do not possess them anymore. So it's about it's about um, renumbing, if there's such a word, no? Okay, because we have numbed our those feelings because of our the thoughts that we harbor, or so it's about taking out the inessentials, no? Reducing more than accumulating. So use every opportunity to show appreciation. Work on the special faculty with those closest to you. However, make it a one-way deal. So meaning you do not when you show your appreciation, when you show kindness to that person, do not expect some uh, they will give it back to you. Otherwise, your happiness is just dependent upon their action. It's just the way you are, no? Okay. So it says here that in the book that after one spent years looking for things to appreciate in the future, wealth to possess in his tomorrows, he becomes more or less callous to the acknowledgement of the values in the now. He passes over them as if they weren't there. Success is out there somewhere, but believe me, you'll find nothing out there that you do not bring it with you when you get there. Success is a way to go, not a place to go. It says It says in the book that it is already within you. It is already the process within you. And when you get there, it has always been within you. So that's the end of the book review and about the book review of Dr. Robert L. Kramer for this formula for greatness. So all is well. Uh, I hope that you have learned a lot. So if you want to suggest any books that you want for us to review, so this is just like having this ibang mini library for you. Okay, so this is this channel is dedicated to increase your value. So God bless, stay safe, and stay happy.